Hey everybody, Dan Hayek here, joined by Matt Doyle, and we're here for Weekend Wrap, where we count down the top 3 games of the weekend. We're going to start in Montreal, where the Impact hosted the San Jose Earthquakes.
It was kind of a statement game from the Impact. Both teams lost a man early, kind of a controversial call there, and Montreal went on to just throttle San Jose. This is the best team in the league, the Supporters Shield, and just pounded them. They picked up lanes wherever they wanted to, and they really deserved that 3-1 win. Patrice Bernier, in particular, I thought was excellent, and he got himself another penalty kick goal at the end there. Lamar Nagel had a goal of the week contender. Really just a complete performance from a team that is really moving right now, and they're just a point out of that 5th playoff spot, and you can't sleep on them. San Jose, on the other hand, you got to give them a mulligan. They had just a bad outing from front to back, and they'll want to get their heads on straight for this weekend's game against Colorado. And number 2 on our list, Saturday night at Rio Tinto, Real Salt Lake hosted FC Dallas, and this one lived up to its billing.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Kevin Hartman had to stand on his head a bit in the first half, but he made save after save, a couple of them on Fabian Espindola, who looked really lively in the first half. But it was Dallas who opened the scoring in the second half thanks to Fabian Castillo. Played a nice 1-2 down the left side with David Ferreira and finished it off there to take the lead. Alvaro Saborio answered on a corner kick, popped a header over Hartman for his 14th goal of the year, 4 back of Wando now. But with RSL pushing for the winner, they left themselves open for a counter, and Dallas was quick to do so. 94th minute it came, Breck Shea found David Ferreira. Ferreira fired one from the top of the box to finish off what was an amazing week for him. 2-1 win for Dallas, their 3rd in a row, 4 of their last 6. Number 1, we head to Sunday, where New York hosted Portland.
It looked like everything was falling apart for New York all of a sudden, going down 2-0 to a Portland team that has never been good on the road. And this was especially damning because Sporting Kansas City had won the day before, so now Sporting was going to have all this room at the top of the East, and then the Red Bulls just turned it on, and the goals came like rain. It was a really comprehensive attacking performance. Jan Gunnar Solli had 2 assists, Kenny Cooper had a header, just hitting from all angles. Of course, controversy in this one as well is Tim Cahill's equalizing goal. The ref really did appear to blow the whistle before Cahill got the shot off. You can't call a play on in that situation. I think we'll probably take a good long look at that on instant replay later in the week. Second half, though, Bill Gaudette had to stand on his head. He stopped 3 breakaways, 3 1-versus-1 breakaways in a span of about 10 minutes. You don't expect to see that from a team that's at the top of the standings in the Eastern Conference. They have to tighten it up. Right now, they're leaving gaps for teams to exploit. You don't expect it from Portland. If Portland can do that, you have to worry about what Sporting Kansas City is going to do this coming weekend.
Now we take a look at our top 3 performers of the week. We start with number 1, David Ferreira, a goal and 3 assists, returning to his 2010 MVP form. Second up from that New York-Portland game is New York's right back Jan Gunnar Solli, as you mentioned, chipped in with 2 assists. And finally, Ozzie Alonso was a beast in midfield for Seattle in their 2-0 win against Vancouver.
What stood out about Alonso's performance is that he's actually playing a little bit deeper now with Christian Tiffert there. Of course, Brad Evans still a threat out of midfield. Rosales, of course. So he's playing maybe a little more traditionally as a D-mid, and I mean like a fish to water, right? With Solli, he was really ineffective at right midfield, but Roy Miller was even more ineffective at left back, so when Miller got subbed off, Connor Lade went to left back, Solli dropped. So it was a lot of tactical shifting going on. Long story short is he found tons of room and punished the Timbers twice. And as for David Ferreira, I mean, what is there to say besides that's why he's here? And then, of course, there were a couple honorable mentions from Portland, both Sal Zizzo and Darlington Nagbe, looking like what we thought they would look like all year. Nagbe in particular, he's taking every touch positive. Now he's going forward. He's finding room to exploit. And when he plays like this, he is really, really tough to shut down.
Yeah, Portland only got 1 point this week, but those 2 were dangerous throughout. Now time for a quick look at the standings. In the East, Sporting KC stay on top. New York just 2 points back of them. Tied for 3rd place, Houston, joined by Chicago now, and DC rounds out the top 5 with Montreal just a point back of them. In the Western Conference, San Jose stays on top on 47 points. RSL remains 5 points back of them. Now Seattle just 2 points back of second on 40 points. LA and Vancouver tied for 4th on 37, and all of a sudden Dallas is within striking distance, just 5 points back of 5th place. That does it for us on Weekend Wrap. Got a full slate of games in midweek, including the return of CONCACAF Champions League. Enjoy the matches.